Hi, welcome back to CMG-MathSpace. We are doing quadratic trinomials. Now we have tackled binomials in algebraic expressions where we have two terms. Binomials mean two terms, and then we did by factor and then by grouping. Now we are escalating. We are building up the blocks. Now we are dealing with quadratic trinomials, and this will be type 3. So we dealt with type 1, type 2, and type 3. Type 3 deals with 3 terms. So it's the same idea, but now we are introducing new terms, right? So without further ado, let's box in, but make sure you watch the recent videos before tackling this, because this one is a bit technical, I must be honest with you, right? But if you follow my steps, my guide, you understand it with ease. So with quadratic trinomials, what we are saying that is an expression containing 3 terms. Any expression of the form a x squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are constants, not equal to 0, is a quadratic trinomials. So trinomials means, simple and short, we are dealing with 3 terms. So we have ax squared, that's one term, bx, another term, and then c, right? And we are saying that a, b, and c are constants. I mean, they are real numbers that they are values, right? Now, a quadratic trinomial has 3 terms, blah, 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 an x squared term, an x term, and a constant term. Now, you can write these things down. Even though my approach is that don't worry yourself writing things down, but the important is a concept. But for now, you can write these terms down, right? And then with time, you need them, right? So, like I said, we are going to read a bit, but I would actually do the practicals where I show you why things are done, why this is so. So this is just whetting your appetite. So we are just reading. To get to a time, I may ignore everything. Now we are saying that, for example, 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. So this is a quadratic term. Why are we saying so? Because they have 3 terms, 1, 2, and 3. Right? Now, it's a quadratic trinomial with a, that is 2. So a now is 2 because here, this is that. So now this is a. Now, and b is the 3, negative 3. And then 1 is a c. It's just a substitution that we are doing. Now, for the quadratic expression, ax squared plus bx squared. So this is it. You have rewritten the whole form. So what it means is that you have to understand how the expression is done or how it is. So first idea is to get how a quadratic trinomial is represented. That is the idea. So a, blah, 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 and that. So now let's move straight down to the steps. These steps, I'll do them in practice. So the steps for factorizing quadratic trinomials, this is very specific. This method changes the 3 terms into 4 by splitting the middle term. Don't worry, the 4 terms are then factorized using the method of grouping. So you remember now that whatever we are learning, we are not discarding them, we are building up the blocks. So the first step is find the product of AC. Don't worry, I'll show that AC, that is multiply the coefficient of x squared by the constant, which is the c, right? C is the constant because so far it has no variable attached. Now, find the factors of the result in step 1, which then, when added or subtracted, give us the coefficient of x. This is where a lot of people have the problem. So I'll show you that. Now, replace the coefficient of x, that is b, by the factors obtained in step 2, and use the method of grouping to complete the factorization. So that is it. Now example is that factorize 2x factorize x squared plus 5x plus 6. So you see this way, they didn't tell you this is a quadratic or binomial or whatever, but by instinct and by your knowledge, by the principles, you have to know that this is quadratic trinomial because it includes 3 terms and is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So you see, right? So this is the form. So stay tuned. So now, listen and pay attention, rapt attention. So I have rewritten the whole thing again, giving you the normal rule ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, example that was given, I've rewritten it again. Sorry. Now, x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now, the first step was that you multiply the coefficient of x squared plus what? C. That is AC. Now, when you multiply that, we got 6. Now, step 2 is that you find the what? The factors of this product. Right? The factors of this number that we got. Find these factors. And then after finding this factor, make sure that those factors actually, when added or subtracted, will give you the coefficient of what? X, which is 5 here. So find the product of 6. Now these factors of this 6, when you add or subtract, should give you 5. And this 5 is positive 5. Take note. Now let's list these factors. The factors can be 1 and 6, 6, 1, 6. At the same time, negative 6 times negative 1 gives a positive 6. Or 3 times 6, 3 times 2 can give us 6. Or negative 2 times negative 3 will give us 6. So if this number product is positive, make sure you are finding the factors. Now, these factors, when added or subtracted, you give you this. So with these factors that I've listed, which one, when either subtracted or added, will give us positive 5? Now, if I should choose 1 and 6, either subtraction or addition will not give me positive 5. If I should take this, negative 1, negative 6, if I add, if I subtract, will not give me what? 5. This one will not give me 5. Add or subtract of 6 will not give me 5. This one, when I add or subtract, will not give me 5. Now, 2 and 3, if I add or subtract, would they give me 5? Hold on to that thought, because I want us to move on and check the other one. Now, negative 2 and negative 3, if I add or subtract, will they give me 5? So, above these 3, above all these options, it's only this. That will give me what? 5. And this one is what? Factors of 6. So, first find the factors, then come down to check addition or subtraction. That will give you. So one problem that people think is that when you are looking for the products, the factors of this, they don't consider the negative and positive signs of them. They just assume that this is it. So now this may be easy here, but going forward, you may realize that choosing positive of the factors will not give you maybe 5, right? So check that, put that into consideration. This is an example. So that's why I listed all of them. It will get to a time that they'll be very easy and you sort them out easily. So now if this is so, now let's replace this 5x. Like I said, we are replacing this 5x by these two factors, 2 and 3. So now finding the factors, that when you subtract or add, you get the coefficient of what? X, which is 5. So now replace the coefficient of x, right? That is what? B. The b, and b here is what? That. So the 5. So now if you have gotten that, let's put them back into the equation. So what it means is that we are no longer going to write 5x, but we are going to write 2 plus 2x plus 3x, because 2x plus 3x will give us 5. So this is it. So now come down, write the equation down again. 2x plus 2x squared, we have that. Now replacing this one, it will be 2x plus 3x. Now you bring our 6. So when you get here, now we have come back to the whole method that we know already, the grouping and then finding the common factor, and we are done. Now I may not worry myself, because I know by now, by this step, you know the grouping and you know by the factor. So now if this is so, let's group them here. Let's group that, and here to group that, right? So when we group that, right, we come again and by using our old method, right? So we have this one, which will bring x out, and this and this. I know you know that. So at the end of the show, we should have x plus 2 and then this. So this is it. I will do more examples and you understand this, right? So see you soon. Bye for now. Relax and learn. You understand. Ciao.